It's big-time basketball, and we're getting set for it. Oxford and Gadsden City. Chris, Joel Van Meter's been here so many times. Is this the year he gets over the hump?
I really think this is his best opportunity yet. It means the world to him. He's really fought for his culture. I can't wait to see what unfolds this afternoon.
Jacoby Sharp and Christian Latson jump center as Oxford wins the tip. They begin on offense in their white tops and bottoms to begin today's ball game. It's the quick turnaround up and in as Oxford quickly on the board thanks to Jaden Lewis.
Great spin move by Lewis. He's a bull inside.
And now Gadsden City, they settle into their half-court offense. Keyshawn Curry at the point for the Titans.
Interesting, Lewis did not have a field goal attempt in the regional semifinal. He takes the first shot of the game.
And an offensive foul on Gadsden City as Oxford off to a good start with the opening basket, and they draw a offensive foul on Jacoby Sharp, who had a big second half in Gadsden City's 60-46 win on Monday against top-ranked Huffman.
Yeah, Sharp had a double-double, 17 and 10 for the Titans.
Here's Jalen Alexander feeding it early into Lewis as he'll try and turn and shoots the turnaround and scores.
Obviously, Coach Van Meter sees a mismatch, and they're going to make a concerted effort to go straight to Jaden Lewis.
So Lewis with all 4 points so far in the ball game as Barksdale leads the point across the timeline. Barksdale goes in, and he shoots a tough shot that he trains for three.
Barksdale's the type of guy that when he takes a shot, sometimes you'll think, no, 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 and then it's yes, yes, yes.
I tell you what, Oxford couldn't play better defense than they did on Barksdale that time. Alexander steps on the sideline in front of Raphael Graves for the turnover.
Good defense by the Titans, controlling the baseline.
So Gadsden City an opportunity to take their first lead of the ball game very early, as one of these two teams will be making their debut at Legacy Arena next week. Barksdale has it. Open look, Curry bombs away and misses the three as Alexander skies for the rebound. Alexander with a game-high 23 against Mountain Brook misses the three as the rebound goes to Keyshawn Curry.
Alexander never looks out of control. Ball just on a string for him.
Curry the other way. Tough shot off the glass and in.
Tough shot by Curry. High arcing shot off the glass. Beautiful.
In fact, both of the shots that Gadsden City has made, Oxford has played some outstanding defense as Gadsden City takes their first advantage. Man-to-man as Alexander blows by Curry but can't finish. Good
Whoa.
Support that time by Zion Gibson.
Whoa, I thought Gadsden City got away with a foul there.
Gibson slows it down. Calling for a pick is Sharp. Wants to take on Latson as he pulls up and buries the three.
Just ice in his veins.
First three of the ball game for Sharp, second for Gadsden City as the pull-up jumper for Jalen Taylor, an air ball.
I don't think Coach Van likes that shot selection.
Barksdale misses the three as coming back for the rebound is Jaden Lewis.
The up and down tempo so far is favoring Gadsden City. They want it to be fast.
Yeah, it's not what Oxford wants right now.
Coach Graves wants it in the 70s or 80s. I think Coach Van would rather have it in the 50s or 60s.
Not a seat to be had here at Pete Matthews Coliseum. The final game of the Northeast region. Alexander wanted to try the three as Latson gets by his defender and misses the layup, but he'll go to the free throw line for a couple.
I think that's the key. Oxford has the size and the length advantage. They're going to have to continue to attack the basket. First two trips, they go to Lewis. Nice little turnarounds, attacking the basket. As long as Oxford continues to attack, I think they'll settle in to be fine. Latson, unsung hero for this team so far, especially in the postseason.
A couple of free throws for Latson, the sophomore forward, and he'll miss off the rim, no good.
2 years, I expect Latson to be a high-level commit. SEC, very, very good player. Sky's the limit for this guy.
We've seen more than a handful of them so far today. Second free throw, that's also off the rim, no good. Sharp comes away with the rebound, and then just a silly foul on the back end. Good effort, but a foul about 75 feet away from the basket goes on Jalen Taylor for Oxford. Oxford, their first team foul. Gadsden City with a couple of team fouls. Prior Gadsden City foul, by the way, on Devin Barksdale.
Jalen Taylor has been that guy for Oxford that's been a really good running mate for Alexander, giving him a guy he can trust on the perimeter.
Here's Barksdale, has to give the basketball up. On the drive, Franklin in the paint. Good up and under, and can't get it to go. Offensive rebound, and putback goes in for Sharp.
Man, Sharp is a dog inside.
He certainly looked like it there. His second field goal as Alexander gets past the defense. Can't finish. Second try, no, as Sharp with rebound in traffic. The intensity's jacked up here inside Pete Matthews Coliseum as we have a travel on Jacoby Sharp.
Man, very impressed with the intensity of the interior defense by Gadsden City on the previous trip.
I tell you, you can feel the energy in this building now as we've gone halfway through the first quarter. Alexander has it. Man-to-man D for both teams so far in this first quarter.
Gadsden City doing a really good job denying Perry. For Oxford, Perry, the best shooter in this gym, I promise.
Alexander posts up Curry and a little too much contact on the offensive foul.
Jaden felt the contact. Instead of spinning off of the body, he tried to go through it. Really good call by the official. Got to be more patient.
Gadsden City on a 10-2 run since the opening minutes of the ball game, as they have a 6-point advantage with the basketball.
I'll call it communication going on between Barksdale and a couple of the Oxford guards. Getting fun.
I imagine a lot of whooping that'll be going on between Alexander and Barksdale today. Barksdale going up against Taylor. Barksdale accelerates, crosses, at least a cross-court pass to Franklin as Sharp tries and in and out on the three.
Man, early, I think Sharp is going to be a huge key to this game.
Alexander.
He's oozing with confidence.
Return pass, inside pass to Lewis. Gets in and lays it in for two.
That's three.
He's got all six, Jim.
Yep.
3 for 3 so far for Jaden Lewis, as Oxford cuts the deficit down to 4.
As long as he keeps touching it, Chris, the pace will slow down.
Rest of the team for Oxford 0 of 5 so far. As the pull-up jumper good from just outside the free throw line for Kai Franklin.
And 0 shot attempts against Mountain Brook for Lewis. 3 early for him.
Taylor almost lost it at the timeline. It now goes in, leads it off for Lewis, who gets it to go.
Make it 4.
Jaden Lewis carrying the Yellow Jackets so far in this first quarter. Almost 6 minutes played in the first 8 minutes. Our final regional final game from Jacksonville State. Barksdale for an NBA 3, no, as Lewis for the board. So far, Oxford 4 of 9 from the field, and Gadsden City 5 of 9 from the field. Less than 2 to go in the opening quarter. Perry has it, looking for Lewis. Lewis almost able to get what was not an ideal pass, and the turnover for Oxford is Sharp the other way against Alexander.
Get that out of here.
No whistle that time as 2-on-1 for Oxford. Alexander in, and he'll go to the line for a possible and one.
The body control by Alexander is so good. Euro steps, feels the contact, gets knocked away from the basket, off the glass. Beautiful shot.
A tougher matchup today for Alexander athletically against a highly athletic Gadsden City Titan squad. And Alexander basically from start to finish just had his way with Mountain Brook's defense. A game-high 23 against the Spartans on Monday in their 61-45 victory for Oxford. As we'll have our first substitution, Connor Rickard Hagen, the sophomore guard, into the game for Oxford.
Connor, a faith transfer. Really good player for the Lions last year. Comes over to Oxford, added some depth. Really good shooter.
Alexander converts on the three-point opportunity, and the Yellow Jackets down just 1. They've been down as much as 6 so far in this opening quarter. Number 3 ranked Oxford Yellow Jackets, undefeated in area play in the regular season. A little pick and roll action as the layup good for 2 for Tommy Steadmore into the ball game.
Well executed by the Titans. Been very impressed so far with Kyle Franklin's defense on Perry.
Layup no for Alexander, but he'll return to the free throw line for a couple more as Jacoby Sharp. That's a big foul, Coach. That's Sharp's second personal foul.
Will be interesting to see what Coach Graves does. Sharp carrying them offensively. Very good. He's telling Graves he can stay. But 2 fouls, it's risky. Risky.
Rolling the dice here early in this first half. As coming back off the bench will be Keyshawn Curry after this free throw.
Yeah, if you're Oxford, you got to find a way to go at him and try to get that third.
Jalen Alexander good from the free throw line as Sharp. Also a little gimpy going back to the bench as he'll take a seat with 2 fouls.
I think it's a really good move by Coach Graves. Cannot risk it to get 3 fouls in the first quarter. Smart move.
Under a minute to go opening quarter as Alexander so far 3 of 3 from the free throw line. He has 5 points. Jaden Lewis with a game-high 8 for Oxford. And it's a 1-point lead for Gadsden City. Barksdale double teamed. Still a tight man-to-man defense for Oxford.
Yeah, I'm not sure anybody else has had an attempt other than Lewis and Jaden Alexander for Oxford.
Franklin has it. Goes baseline. Now against 2 defenders and lays it in with the reverse layup.
Really good job of using the rim to protect his shot right there off the glass.
Franklin with his second field goal. Here's Taylor, blocked by Barksdale. Gadsden City ball is win into the ball game. Franklin travels. Drug that pivot foot behind him as Oxford has a chance to tie it up with a 3. 9.6 seconds to go in a very much energetic and fast-paced opening quarter.
Well played so far.
Alexander brings it up the floor, goes up against Keyshawn Curry. At 4, Alexander loses the basketball and can't get it off before the end of the first quarter, as a competitive first quarter with Gadsden City up as much as 6 in the first quarter. They take a 16-13 lead into the second quarter. You're watching the NFHS Network. 2025, and so far a fun start to this ball game as Gadsden City, unranked coming into the postseason, up 16-13 over number 3 ranked Oxford. Gadsden City basketball, as we'll take a look at the first quarter totals here as soon as we can. Barksdale goes up against Jalen Taylor. Gets past Taylor, pulls up and misses a little bit short on the jumper, and the rebound to Jalen Taylor.
Really good rebound by Taylor.
First quarter totals, Gadsden City 7-13, 54% in the first quarter, and then 5 of 11, 45.5% for Oxford. Pass gets through to Perry as it got deflected. It may have been by Franklin. We'll have a whistle and a foul away from the basketball that goes on Gadsden City.
Guys, Franklin doing an incredible job denying Marcus Perry. Perry is a really good shooter. You can tell Coach Graves is making him a high priority to keep the ball out of his hands, and Franklin doing a wonderful job so far.
Jedediah went on the foul, his first, as the jump stop for Perry. An aggressive move and almost pays off with what could have been a 3-point opportunity, but no worries for Oxford. 2 free throws coming up.
Coach Graves doesn't agree with that call, but a lot of contact. Perry was under control. Nice jump stop, showed a lot of patience playing off 2 feet.
Foul goes on Tommy Steadmore, his first personal foul, as the first of 2 missed off the back rim. Marcus Perry, the sophomore guard at 6'1" for Coach Joel Van Meter. 1 more to go for Perry. 1 of 2 from the line for the sophomore guard. He's in the scoring column, and Oxford still down 2 as Gadsden City has led for the majority of this first half. A double team. Nice look that time by Barksdale as Steadmore cannot finish, however. Alexander gets the rebound. Wants to go up against Wynn. Leaves it off. Rickard Hagan for the 3-ball. No good. Rebound by Perry, and we'll have a whistle, and I think the foul will go on Gadsden City.
Looks like they're going to get Barksdale with a clear out.
That'll be his second.
No, it's on
Kai Franklin. That's his first.
On Franklin, yep.
So Barksdale avoids going to the bench with what could have been his second personal foul. So third team foul already for Gadsden City here in the second quarter.
Only a minute 4 in.
Alexander receives the inbounds pass against Wynn. Creates space and offensive foul. Might have seen, Chris, that little chicken wing that Alexander used to try and create himself some space against Jedediah Wynn, and he draws his second personal foul.
Both fouls have been offensive. Alexander trying to do a little bit too much. Really good position by that time by Gadsden City. And Alexander did get the elbow high.
Let's see if Gadsden City tries to attack Alexander, still in the ball game with 2 fouls. Curry has it. Dumps it down to Sharp against Alexander. Curry pulls up. 18-foot step back jumper, no good as Alexander on the rebound. 2-on-1 for Oxford as Perry misses. Lewis on the rebound. Stripped at Perry there, and the third try, no, but he'll go back to the free throw line.
Be the 4th team foul on Gadsden City, and we're a minute 40 in. Going to be a lot of free throws for the Yellow Jackets.
So let's see, might be on Kai Franklin. If it is, that is his second personal foul. And it is indeed on Kai Franklin, I believe, as the free throws coming up for Perry, up and good.
Coach Graves going with Sharp with 2 fouls. Coach Van sticking with Alexander with 2 fouls.
Tommy Steadmore checked that with the foul for Gadsden City, his second personal foul. So he'll exit the game. A made free throw for Perry can tie it up. Neither team has made the Final Four in Class 6A as 1 of 2 from Perry at the free throw line. Sharp on the rebound. Doesn't look as if Sharp 100% out there, but certainly fighting through a little pain as far as trying to help his team get to victory.
Yeah, looks like a little lower leg issue.
Barksdale trying to separate and now steps back for the 3 and sinks it.
Goodness gracious.
Coming the other way, Perry kicks out. Here's the 3-ball up and short for Latson. However, rebound by Lewis is his turnaround. No. Perry's put back, gets the roll.
What a great play by Perry to keep that possession alive for the Yellow Jackets.
Gadsden City 19, Oxford 17. Wynn down the lane and throws it away. Bad pass as Latson on the steal. Lewis there to help in transition.
Barksdale with 2 of those no, yes shots so far.
Lewis leaves it off Alexander. Off the screen, and he'll whip it out. On the drive, the dipsy doodle reverse, no good for Latson as Lewis, no on the first, but good on the second
There's
drive.
another one.
He's the early game MVP for the Yellow Jackets. Man, he's doing some work inside.
Jaden Lewis with 10 of Oxford's 19 as we are knotted up at 19 apiece.
Man, guys, the officials are really letting them play now inside. Have y'all noticed?
Yep. Well, it's been that way all week, Chris.
Barksdale misses everything on the 3, and unfortunately for Zion Gibson, he was there for the rebound but couldn't handle it out of bounds. Raphael Graves gathers some of his subs as Kai Franklin back into the ball game for Gadsden City. Jalen Alexander with 2 personal fouls. Also Jacoby Sharp with 2 personal fouls as each 2 teams playing for the first time this season. Raphael Graves tried to get them Oxford, that is, on the schedule, but not able to do so. But, hey, meeting them when it matters the most.
Alexander does a really good job of changing speeds, getting the defender off balance.
Good look to Watson for the throwdown.
Left-handed bullet pass for the dunk to Latson.
Alexander whipped that in to Latson underneath the basket. Oxford back on top for the first time since the early minutes of the first quarter.
Man, the intensity in both teams' eyes, impressive.
Sharp against Latson. turns in the paint, gets free, and puts it in, and he'll have a chance for a three-point play.
Sharp is one of those guys that every high school basketball team loves to have. He's undersized, but he plays much bigger than he is. He can score inside, outside, great body control. He's going to be a problem for the Yellow Jackets. I like the matchup between Lewis and Sharp.
Listed as 6'3" is Jacoby Sharp as Kai Franklin exits the game. And the foul on Chris Latson, the sophomore, his first. This would put Gadsden City back on top. Free throw up and good.
He just looks like he's struggling to get up and down the floor, though. Maybe it's a back.
I'll tell you what, it just shows how much he wants to win this ball game today. Alexander kicks out, open look, three ball, too strong for Lewis. Rebound by Perry. And we'll have a travel.
Great rebound by Perry. I don't think Coach Van's really fired up about the shot selection by Lewis, but I didn't see the travel.
Yeah, Jaden Lewis, he's made a few threes during the regular season, but mainly the post guy, as Gadsden City up by one, and they have the basketball. They've had as much as a 6-point lead in the first half. Wynn works against the man-to-man defense. And now Barksdale tries to create separation, lost it and turned it over. Excellent defense by Taylor. Leads the transition as Alexander for the three.
You know, nobody better shooting the transition three in high school basketball that I've seen than Alexander. I mean, he pulls up on a dime, buries it from 25.
His first three of the day, 8 in total. Ball away for Barksdale, good for 2.
That was Barstow realized Alexander's got 2, went right at him, buried the jump shot.
Here's a loose Win on the loose ball, comes away with the steal, and a smart timeout as Raphael Graves pumped up across the way.
Boy, that's just hustle basketball right there.
And once again, Alexander realized that Hayes got 2 fouls. He couldn't dive on the floor for that one, couldn't risk it.
Our first half totals so far for Gadsden City, just under 41% as a team, 9 of 22. 9 of 19 for Oxford at 47%. Turnovers, each team with 5 so far in this opening half. And then rebounds, a decided edge for Gadsden City, 17 rebounds compared to 8 for Oxford.
And the key is the offensive rebounds, 8 already for Gadsden City.
And then let's take a look at the second chance points. Just 5 so far for Gadsden City.
If they just keep giving themselves opportunities, though, those offensive rebounds will pay off in the long run. I think Latson's got to get more involved on the offensive end for the Yellow Jackets.
You feel like it's two teams certainly fighting hard, giving each other haymakers, and maybe one of these games that the game starts in the fourth quarter.
That's a great description. It's like a heavyweight fight. Neither team's scared of the other one.
2 minutes, 45 seconds to go until halftime. Devin Barksdale has the basketball, 8 points as he slices through the D. Can't make the bank shot, though.
Maybe his easiest attempt of the day and didn't knock that one down.
Sometimes that's how it works. Make the tough contested ones as Taylor gets through the D and lays it in for his first field goal.
Really good attack by Taylor.
Barksdale keeping it in bounds as Sharp has it. Oxford back in the lead as Sharp tries and chips glass on the three. Alexander with the rebound. Alexander trying to break down Wynn. A little pick and roll action as down the lane goes Latson. Down the baseline, lost it and turned it over.
I still like Latson being aggressive right there. Good take.
Great interior defense that time by Gadsden City to deny Latson the baseline. Barksdale against Latson. Turns, fadeaway shot up, and no. Rebound by Sharp. And we'll have the put back, no, but they'll call it a shooting foul and a couple of free throws on the way for Jacoby Sharp.
Tough play by Taylor. He rebounded instead of boxing out. He mistimed his jump, and Sharp is there to clean up the miss. He's been Johnny on the spot for the Titans. He's done a little bit of everything. Ball handling, defense, rebounding, and he's about to have a chance to go into double figures.
So we'll have Connor Rickard Hagen check in at the next opportunity. First free throw up and good for Jacoby Sharp.
I kind of thought Coach Graves may get Sharp out of the game here for defense when he's got 2, but it looks like he's going to leave him in.
Well, Jalen Taylor will leave with 2 fouls as this free throw opportunity could tie it up on a make for Sharp.
You know, the deeper you get into the season, the tighter that bench gets, and Oxford only played 6 people so far in the first half.
Well, certainly at the next level, we'll see it in about a few weeks as Barksdale on the steal. Kicks out Sharp. 3-ball, in and out, no good. Rebound, however, goes to Matthew Lucas into the ball game for Gadsden City.
Really lazy pass that time by the Yellow Jackets. Unfortunate turnover.
Barksdale backs it out. Takes a little air out of the ball. The Jacksonville transfer with plenty of big game experience for Jacksonville in his prior couple of years.
I think it's a good move. Coach Grace can run the clock down with Sharp with 2 fouls. They can get the last. I think they'll be tickled to death to go in either up or tied.
Keep in mind, no shot clock in this ball game as Barksdale goes against Latson baseline. Pass knocked away, and we'll have a turnover and a foul go on Devin Barksdale.
Alexander, great job of selling that contact to the official. And he's going to walk 94 feet and shoot 2 free throws. Also, second foul on Barksdale, is that correct?
Yep.
That's it indeed for the cherry on top.
Huge play in the first half.
So you have multiple key players for both teams in foul trouble. Steadmore and Barksdale and Sharp with 2 fouls for Gadsden City. Alexander for a couple of free throws up and good. I think Alexander's only missed 1 free throw so far in this Northeast Regional as he's closing in on double figures. A game-high 23 in the 16-point win on Monday for Oxford against Mountain Brook.
And it was quite an efficient 23 as well.
He made his first 4 field goals on Monday and rolls around and falls for Alexander's 10th point. 40 seconds to go as in the opening half as Oxford up by 2.
Looks like Gadsden City's going to be content with taking the last shot of the half.
It's been back and forth. The largest lead of the ball game has been Gadsden City with a 6-point lead in the first quarter.
I think 10-4 early, and Oxford settled in. Lewis with the first 8 for the Yellow Jackets.
So he's been a key for them indeed, with 8 of those 10 that he's had in the first half coming in the first quarter. Sharp at 7. Sharp fadeaway jumper up and good. Jacoby Sharp a game high 12 as we go into halftime like we started, all tied up. 28 for Oxford, 28 for Gadsden City. We'll break down this first half even more and take a look at our first half totals following this timeout. You're watching the final game in this Northeast region, the 6A Boys Regional Final here on the NFHS Network.
Well, Oxford will get it to start the second half right here in front of us, and here to bring the call is our own James Hardy.
Thank you very much, Jim. We begin the second half, the final second half for one of these teams, and the other will go to Birmingham for their first ever trip as rims out on the 3 that time for Marcus Perry.
Almost had a putback.
Rebound and deflection up ahead as Curry leaves it off. Layup good as Gadsden City's Zion Gibson with his first field goal, and the Titans back on top.
Boy, a lot of contact by Gibson right there with the layup. Official let him play through it. Looked like that was a design play for Perry to take that first 3 no matter what for the Yellow Jackets.
Here's Taylor with the step-back jumper. That's off the mark. Solid rebound by Jacoby Sharp. Pushes it ahead. Franklin goes in. Good defense by Latson, forces the miss, and a pinball rebound for Jaden Lewis.
First 2 trips, not what Coach Van Meter wanted for the Yellow Jackets. Contested 3, tough 2, and now a turnover.
Alexander out of control is the other way. Sharp lays it in, and he'll have a chance to put Gadsden City up by 5.
Don't like that call by the official. That's a play on. Lewis fell before the contact ever got to him. It didn't affect the shot at all.
So Sharp with the field goal as he'll go to the line for an and 1.
You know, most people in the state follow college basketball, Alabama, Auburn. Coach Oates at Alabama, he wants rim shots, open threes, and free throws. That last two by the Yellow Jackets, a deep contested two you really don't want to take. Got to keep attacking.
I was about to say, for Coach Oates, you'll get a quick hook to the bench on a contested mid-range shot. 15 points off of the free throw, as coming the other way is an Oxford little field goal by Jaden Lewis. Sharp with 15, as coming the other way, rims out on the layup for Barksdale.
And last trip, that was the first time we'd seen Gadsden City go to the zone trap.
Here's Taylor, pulls up and misses the three. A fight for the rebound. Good job by Gibson to block out his defender and force the foul.
Man, Zion Gibson with a great box out for the Titans.
Jaden Lewis, his first personal foul. Oxford with a couple of team fouls here. We've played 96 seconds of this third quarter.
Boy, folks that are not here are missing it. Look at this crowd, guys. There's not a seat to be had. Standing room only. Great atmosphere.
Yeah, incredible energy in the building at Bill Jones Court at Pete Matthews Coliseum. Barksdale lost it, tried to get it off to Zion Gibson, and goes out of bounds. And let's see if this gets overturned. Initial call is to Oxford, and they will, looks as if, and indeed, overturn it as Gadsden City keeps the basketball.
All three officials got together, made that ruling. One guy had a clear shot, so obviously he got it right. Tight ball.
Gabe Tucker, our referee. Umpires Michael Johnson and Elton Green. Inbounds pass for Curry. Able to get that almost surprise pass from Gibson. Sharp has it. A game-high 15. Drives against Alexander. The leader, no. Gets his own rebound to fight for it, and we'll have, looks like a tie-up. And possession arrow keeps it with Gadsden City.
Looks like it's going to be the third foul on Oxford.
All right, good call there, Coach, as it is indeed the foul on Oxford. And they'll call the third personal foul on Jalen Taylor. Ball does stay with Gadsden City. Barksdale comes out to get it. Wants to try and free himself up. Sharp there with it. Oxford could use a stop here.
If Taylor gets in foul trouble, they're going to have a hard time containing Barksdale.
Tough fadeaway. Pops out, no good for Sharp. And then just a unforced turnover that time for Oxford's Chris Latson.
Just a break in concentration right there. Latson looking for Alexander to zag, and the Yellow Jackets coach Van's going to take the first time out of the third quarter.
Yeah, they're playing tight, Chris.
That's a good way to put it, Jim. They really are.
A full timeout, so we'll take it with them. 5:28 to go, third quarter. Gadsden City 33 and Oxford 30. You're watching the NFHS Network.
Back at Pete Matthews Coliseum. Okay, Chris, they're tight. How do you settle them down?
Well, I think the shot selection has been kind of sketchy. I'd like to see the ball in Alexander's hands more. But I think the key so far, Taylor picks up his third foul for Oxford. He's the only guy that Oxford has that can handle Barksdale one-on-one. I mean, if he gets another one, guys, it's going to be rough. It's going to be tough sledding for Oxford because Barksdale's going to really try to exploit whoever Oxford puts on him.
Oxford comes in averaging 67.3 points per ball game, and Oxford right now well below that per game average.
I think Latson could be a matchup problem for Barksdale because of his length, but Barksdale would definitely have the quickness advantage.
Looks like a matchup zone look as Franklin pulls up baseline, misses too strong, and Taylor hustles for the rebound. Taylor double teamed. There's Alexander now in the open court, and we'll have a double dribble go on Oxford.
Wow, didn't see it.
I didn't either.
Apparently eagle eyes across the way for Elton Green, the umpire. And so,
but great body language by Alexander, Coach Van, the Yellow Jackets. Just go next play, keep playing. Dig in there.
Hey, there's still a lot more basketball to go. 5 minutes and change of the third, and the whole 8 minutes of the fourth still to come. Curry has the basketball. Franklin jump stops. Tough shot blocked out of there by Latson. up ahead. The pass intended for Jaden Lewis as he goes on his backside. But last touch by Gadsden City, and that was a hard fall for Jaden Lewis the other way.
Right on his lower back. That was about to be the third straight turnover for Oxford.
Oh, man, that was an awkward way to fall as well for Jaden Lewis, who's played well so far today.
Chris, if you're Oxford, I don't think you needed that pass.
No, it just, like you said, Todd, trying to do too much. Just settle in.
Go play.
Take what they give you. Quit trying to press issue a little bit. There's been an uncharacteristic sloppy turnover, a double dribble that we didn't really see, and then forcing that pass. 3 straight trips, a quick 3 in the corner that was contested, a deep 2 that I really didn't like. So 5 trips in a row to start the third quarter. None of them have been very good.
I know we're a bit away from Jaden Lewis right now, but he is in some pain and would not be the most shocking thing today if he's taken to the locker room for at least a preliminary look.
He was high, extended.
Yep, he was up there.
The first thing to hit was his lower back, maybe tailbone. It looked rough.
So he'll get helped up, and I imagine.
And the worst thing, if he sits for 5 minutes, 7 minutes, then it gets
tight.
worse.
Yep, gets tight.
Oh, man.
He doesn't look good at all, guys.
Yeah, that looks not good for Oxford's Jaden Lewis, the senior. That brings in Anthony Bush off the bench, the 6'5 senior forward for the first time today.
Bush gave Oxford some big minutes, but he was playing against some other post players. Gadsden City's not playing a traditional post. It looks they're playing really 5 guards.
Yeah, basically what you see in Tuscaloosa with Nate Oates as far as 4 or 5 perimeter players. Alexander loses it, but will have a whistle, and looks like a foul, maybe away from the basketball, goes on Gadsden City.
That didn't take long, did it?
Not at all, as we'll check, at least figure out who they'll call the foul on, and it goes on Zion Gibson, his first personal foul.
Oh, we're going to have double fouls.
Okay.
3 each way, goes back to the point of interruptions, so it's going to be Oxford ball.
So also Anthony Bush gets called for his first personal foul.
But 14th foul already for the Yellow Jackets early in the third.
Inbounds pass floats into Alexander. Accelerates, and he'll draw the foul and go to the free throw line for a couple, as Oxford will now draw the second team foul for Gadsden City here in the quarter.
I think that's Oxford's best play, guys. Clear out space. Let Alexander be the best player that he is, the point guard.
Yeah, with Lewis gone off the floor now, he's going to have to carry the team.
Free throws coming up for Jalen Alexander, his 11th point of the ball game. Scored 23 on Monday against Mountain Brook in that 61-45 victory.
It just makes Latson that much more vital for the Yellow Jackets to be able to pull this one out. I look for Sharp to really attack for the Titans.
Joel Van Meter has utilized just 7 players so far in today's ball game for Oxford. Free throw rims out for Alexander, but the rebound for Taylor as he misses the putback. His own rebound stripped out of there by Gadsden City. Franklin on the steal. Sharp comes the other way. Wants to try and go one-on-one against Latson. Turns, and he's fouled by Jalen Taylor. And keep that in mind. That's his 4th personal foul.
Guys, Sharp is taking the game over. He is taking the game over. He's got 15. He's going to the line for 2 more. I mean, there was no doubt who was shooting that basketball that trip. He was going one-on-one no matter what. So you've got Lewis out with an injury. You've got Taylor about to go to the bench with his 4th foul. Oxford in some serious trouble right here.
Yep.
Sharp with the free throw. So a game-high 16. Connor Ricker-Hagen back into the ball game, the sophomore. So his biggest minutes of the season potentially for Oxford as a 3-point, and stays that way as 1 of 2 for Sharp at the line. Oxford basketball. Still 4 minutes and change to go here in the third quarter. Gadsden City has maintained a 3-point lead for just about the entire quarter as Perry ties it up.
There you go, Chris. You said he could shoot it.
He is so smooth, Jim. Big shot by Perry. Exactly what the doctor ordered.
A timely three, his first three of the ball game. Sharp against Latson. Off the pick, rises up for the three ball. No.
That's really good defense by Latson. Oxford's going to live with that one.
Rebound by Oxford as Alexander walks it up. One-on-one, goes in against Wynn, stripped, and a blocking foul on the Titans.
Guys, here comes Lewis back to the scores table.
I'll tell you what, that was a hard fall. Imagine a lot of pain. In fact, we could see him being carried off toward the locker room across the way. But good to see Jaden Lewis come back out of the tunnel. Foul, by the way, on Zion Gibson, his second personal foul.
Guys, it's good stuff. It's good stuff. We got the best seat in the house.
Outstanding ball game. Hard fought between these two teams as Alexander misses the free throw.
Oxford not getting it done at the line. I believe that's 6 misses so far today.
That's right. They are now 9 of 15 from the free throw line. One more, however, to come as Alexander can put his team on top. 1 of 2 for Jalen Alexander. Up to a dozen. Remember, he also did some of his best work on Monday against Mountain Brook in the final quarter.
Quiet third quarter for Barksdale.
Barksdale entered halftime with 8 and still has 8 points.
Oxford switches to Alexander on Barksdale.
Sharp, Wynn off the screen, tries to break down Rickerhagen. Going to the basket, getting cut off is Gibson. Sharp with it.
Oxford doing a good job just keeping the ball in front right now.
Wynn, the turnaround, stripped as the putback, and they'll say a tie-up. And possession arrow keeps it with Gadsden City.
Nice play by Richard Hagan. Really good hands right there on the spin move. Create the jump ball.
Yeah, good defensive play to force the tie-up. Here's Sharp with a tough fadeaway. In and out, no good.
Once again, Oxford's going to live with that shot. Really high level of difficulty shot for Sharp.
Alexander pulls up. 3 ball, in and out, no good. Rebound, a fight for it as Oxford ties it up. Rickerhagen with some good minutes off the bench as he has a couple of tie-ups as far as some of those effort points not in the box score, and Oxford maintains possession.
Really good job by Richard Hagan. Back-to-back tie-ups on the loose balls. Really good move by Alexander, created some space with the step back. Got everything but the bottom.
Gadsden City substitution. Kai Franklin comes back into the ball game. Oxford clinging to a 1-point advantage, 2:38 to go here in the third quarter. Both teams hovering about that 40% mark from the field. Inbounds for Alexander. Gets it back, tries to drive in and create space. Now goes in again against Curry. Kick out, open look, 3 ball. In for Latson.
Holy cow.
Got everything. Touched every part of the rim.
A timeout for Oxford as Marcus Perry with his second 3 of the third quarter. He has 6 of his 7. A full timeout. We'll catch a break. 2:25 to go third quarter. Oxford 38 and Gadsden City 34. Late third quarter as Oxford leads by 4, 38-34. As full court pressure.
Hey, that's a turnover, isn't it?
I called it out on Alexander. It was a really good play. Boy, he's making Barksdale work for every touch, guys.
So full court pressure for Oxford as Gadsden City has the basketball. Still anybody's ball game as the two teams were tied up at 28 going into halftime.
Look at Gadsden City using their best post player to bring the ball up the floor. Sharp can do it all.
Sharp, a very versatile player on Coach Raphael Graves' roster. 6'3" junior listed as a guard, but can play just about every position.
Offense. Look at Richard Hagan. 2 jump balls in a charge. Guys building a good game.
Once again, his contribution is not going to show up in a box score, but when you look at Joel Van Meter from a coaching perspective, if Oxford can hold on, some of these third quarter minutes down the stretch of this quarter might be very key for Oxford to get to Birmingham.
It's exactly what you want from a guy that's coming in off the bench.
Here's Perry with the basketball. Drives in. Good look to Lewis back in for the layup.
Great pass by Perry. Gadsden City goes to the full court. Trap. Turnover. Nope.
A near turnover, as luckily for Gadsden City, they maintain possession. Devin Barksdale with just one shot so far in this third quarter. As Barksdale leans back and grazes the iron on the three. Second try, no, but 2 free throws coming up for Gadsden City.
Barksdale is having to resort to forcing some shots up. Defense really good by Oxford. Staying on the floor, staying in front, making the Titans take some fadeaways. You might make a few, but it's hard to win tight, contested games with fadeaways.
Marcus Perry on the foul, his first. And so that sends Keyshawn Curry to the free throw line for a couple.
You just get the feeling that Gadsden City can't make a mistake defensively, that you're going to have Lewis at the rim, Alexander driving or hitting a three, Perry behind the arc.
First free throw up and no good, as it stays a 6-point advantage for Oxford. Their largest lead so far of the ball game. Free throw no good, and rebound to Jalen Alexander. Ricker Hagan able to play a factor in that last rebound, as well as Alexander. A bad pass and a turnover.
Sloppy. Careless.
Coming the other way, Franklin. Good kick out as Curry doesn't trigger the three. Sharp pulls back just inside the arc, and no. Rebound by Alexander.
Once again, Latson keeps him in front, makes him take the tough two. Perry open behind the arc.
Latson goes in and a travel.
Yep. Boy, they had Marcus Perry open in front of the Oxford bench.
So a turnover for Oxford. And right now that keeps Gadsden City hanging around in this ball game.
That's 2 chances for Oxford with a 6-point lead in the ball. Back-to-back turnovers.
We'll get some updated team totals here in just a moment. Gadsden City basketball, 40 seconds to go in the third quarter. Barksdale surveys the D for Oxford. Barksdale wants to go up against Jalen Alexander. Goes in. Pump fake. Nice job of freeing himself, but can't make the little jump shot as Ricker Hagan on the rebound, and he gets fouled by Gadsden City.
And look who gets the rebound. Guys, this is a great example of a kid that comes to practice every day. He's playing behind people that are much more talented, more athletic, but he gets better every single day. And when his team needs him the most, he comes through. He didn't wait on the opportunity and then decide to get ready. He got ready every single day. And when the Jackets need him the most, he's coming up with some huge minutes.
First free throw up and good as he cracks the scoreboard.
And you knew he was going. He earned that free throw. He earned that make. Good for him.
One more to go would put Oxford up by 8 coming down the home stretch of the third quarter.
Huge trip for Gadsden City with 21.9 left.
Free throw no, but Oxford on the board by Perry. Lewis backs it out, and now they'll swing it over. Latson, and they'll just try and drain some clock to get the final shot.
Really good decision by the Yellow Jacks to take the last shot.
Here's Ricker Hagan. Corner three up and no. Rebound by Gadsden City at 4. Here's Sharp in the backcourt. He'll just heave it on up there, and it's off the backboard. No good. As we go to the final quarter of play, one of these two teams will get to the finish line and make their first ever trip to the 6A Final Four in Birmingham next week. Final 8 minutes to come. Oxford 41 and Gadsden City 34. Final quarter coming up as Oxford leads 41-34. Gadsden City went stone cold after scoring the first 5 points in the third quarter in the first minute and 3 seconds, and they scored one free throw down the final 6:57 of the third quarter as Oxford outscored Gadsden City in that final 6:57 of the third, 13-1.
Okay, Chris, Raphael's got to throw the kitchen sink at it. What's he going to do?
Well, I think he wants to play faster. Oxford's doing a really good job of making Gadsden City dribble the ball too much. It's a lot of one-on-one stuff, and they're making them take tough twos. It's hard to beat a team with the tough twos. That's what we talked about, James, earlier with Coach Oates. Hates them. You can make some, but it's hard to win with them. Oxford's doing a good job keeping the ball in front. Look for Coach Graves to amp up the pressure defensively.
Gadsden City with a important possession here to start the fourth quarter. Barksdale met by Alexander. Barksdale wants to step back. Now goes in, and good look under the basket. Missed shot, but free throws coming up for Keyshawn Curry.
Oxford's not even guarding a couple of the Gadsden City guards on the perimeter. They're really clogging up the lane. Richard Hagan never left the paint that time, and he's guarding a guard, and he was on the help side the entire trip.
2 personal fouls now as the foul called on Marcus Perry Jr. Oxford, the third-ranked team in Class 6A, coming in to postseason play, as they come into today at 24-7 on the season. Gadsden City at 21-11 as the first of 2 good for Keyshawn Curry. Keep in mind, both of these teams played their best basketball down the final 8 minutes of their wins on Monday.
Sharp still struggling with the lower back issue for Gadsden City.
Free throw off the back rim for Curry, and Oxford comes away with the board. Watson on the rebound. Rickard Hagan gets past Barksdale, wisely backs it out, however. Watson back to Alexander.
Here comes the trap we were talking about.
Perry goes in, kicks out. Rickard Hagan, he'll back it out. Right now, Oxford with a 6-point edge. Alexander stops, looks for Latson, backs in, hook shot up, no. Good, strong rebound by Zion Gibson.
Latson turned into trouble that time. Couldn't use the backboard.
Sharp misses at the rim, and the rebound by Lewis.
Boy, Gadsden City needed that one. Good take by Sharp. Just missed it.
Yeah, that's one I'm sure that Coach Raphael Graves would like to have back. Alexander past Sharp. Kicks out. Latson goes in. His floater short, no good. Rebound by Lewis. His putback is good for 2.
Unsung hero. Big bucket by Lewis.
Jaden Lewis with a team-high 16 points. Barksdale met by a couple defenders. Good look to Jedediah Wynn, and the dump off for the layup for Gibson.
Lewis really laboring to get up and down the floor right here.
Rickard Hagan in the open court. Baseball passes it, whips it over to Perry.
You got to wonder when Coach Van's going to come back with Taylor. Looks like it's going to be quick.
He'll come in at the next whistle. Watson backdoor to Alexander, who lays it in for 2.
Great pass.
Great back cut as well. Alexander denied. He just used the hand on the hip, back cuts, gets to the rim with a nice left-hand finish.
Oxford up by 8. Their largest lead so far today. Gadsden City is led by 6 in the first half. Barksdale pulls up, elbow jumper, good for 2.
Once again, that's the shot Oxford's going to live with. We're giving that up. It's a tough, contested, deep 2, and it's a high level of difficulty, but Barksdale's the type of player, he knocks it down.
Gadsden City calls the timeout. We'll take it with them. 5:32 to go. Oxford 45 and Gadsden City 39.
We are back at Pete Matthews Coliseum. Fourth quarter action between Oxford and Gadsden City, and the Jackets have pushed their lead out to 6.
We've had a lot of physical play today, and certainly both teams with players that are giving it all they have and then some. Jacoby Sharp, you can see, grabbing his back as far as an earlier injury today. And also Jaden Lewis took a hard fall and looks as if he may be heading into the tunnel or at least toward the end of the bench to get another medical look. Jaden Lewis going back toward the locker room for Oxford as Jalen Taylor back in for the Yellow Jackets.
How big were the minutes that Richard Hagan gave the Yellow Jackets? Another turnover by Lewis. I'm sorry, Bob. Alexander.
Nobody there as it goes into Meteor Row off to our left.
Coach Van Meter imploring Jaden to go next play.
Still plenty of time for Gadsden City to try and fight their way back into contention. Barksdale goes in, gets free, and lays it in for 2.
Beautiful shot by Barksdale.
Barksdale with back-to-back field goals.
You know, Chris, he reminds me of Keith Wilkes.
Yeah, Silk. Yeah, they look alike, they play alike.
Yep.
Alexander against Wynn. Turns, spins, shoots, no foul called as Sharp on the rebound. Gadsden City can cut it to a one-possession deficit as Barksdale misses the 3.
Guys, that's a big miss. The roof comes off if he knocks that one down and cuts it to 1. That's a big miss. He won't get a better look the rest of the day than that one.
Bush got the rebound as we'll have a whistle and a blocking foul as that was very close, Chris, to Jalen Taylor's 5th.
James, that would have been devastating for Oxford. Big call, but you rarely see a charge called midcourt. It's almost always at the rim. You very rarely see it, maybe 1 out of 7 or 8 times.
Lucas on the foul, just his first. Oxford has the possession arrow. They're up 4. 4 minutes and change to go. Alexander stops, and he stripped at the basketball, but Bush there to lay it in for 2.
Bush was so patient. I thought Gadsden City got away with a foul, but Bush gets the loose ball and knocks it down.
Barksdale on the fadeaway, no, and skying for the rebound is Jalen Taylor. Taylor in the back, and an offensive foul as Taylor fouls out of the ball game.
Wow.
That was the flipper, James. He used the flipper. He used it earlier. He used that offhand and got high with it. That's a tough one.
The chicken wing utilized at the wrong time for Jalen Taylor as he's done for the day with just 2 points.
What a great defensive play.
Jedediah Wynn drew the charge for Gadsden City as they have the basketball. Barksdale for 3, no.
That's 3 misses in a row.
Rickard Hagan back in the ball game as it goes out of bounds off of him, but he goes in hustling for the rebound as Gadsden City inbounds at the sideline. Gadsden City still not out of it.
Looks like Richard Hagan will have to go the distance for the Yellow Jackets. As Lewis prepares to come in for Bush, I'm sure.
But he's provided some valuable glue minutes here in the second half for Coach Joel Van Meter. Lucas calling and gets help.
Alexander playing really good denied defense on Barksdale.
Franklin,
that could have been offense.
And they'll call Rickard Hagan on the foul. So, yeah, Franklin looked as if he might have pushed off that time, but he'll go to the free throw line for 2 important free throws for Gadsden City with 3:28 to go.
You know, Chris, Sharp's been quiet lately.
Yeah, Barksdale's really taken the game over. I think a few of the shot selection has been questionable for Barksdale. I like Sharp down the stretch. Big miss.
Yeah, Franklin, a scud missile at the free throw line. Out goes Matthew Lucas. And back in comes Keyshawn Curry, the junior guard. Raphael Graves' squad, which is 2 seniors on the roster this year, as both free throws no good. And rebound goes to Latson. Alexander now pushes it ahead. Latson, head of steam to the basket as he lays it in for 2.
Latson may be the most explosive athlete in the game right now. Goes straight to the rim for an 8-point lead for the Jackets. I think it's their biggest of the day.
Yeah, that's a huge field goal as Sharp goes in, lays it up short, and gets his own rebound, puts it up, no, but he'll go to the line with 3:02 in regulation. Almost must-make situation coming up for Gadsden City as they'll call the foul again on Connor Rickard Hagan, his second personal foul.
Man, it seems like this game just started and it's almost over.
Free throw up and good for Sharp.
Big make for Sharp.
He now has the game-high lead with 17 points.
Everything for Gadsden City in the fourth quarter has been one-on-one. Space the floor, whoever's got it's driving it. Not a lot of cutting, not a lot of screening. No screening, really. Space it and drive it.
Second free throw up and rims out, no good. Rickard Hagan with a nice rebound.
Look at that kid.
So that's close to his fourth rebound at least so far today. Alexander double teamed and throws it away. Alexander now with his 8th turnover so far in the ball game.
Took one right to the mouth. You know, we really preach to our guys, stay on the floor. When you explode into the air, you've got to make a decision by the time you come down. If you'll just jump, stop, and stay on the floor, plenty of time to make a decision. That's 2 or 3 times in the fourth quarter Alexander's got in the air.
Gibson out, Franklin in for Gadsden City. Gadsden City had a 16-13 lead after one. Oxford able to tie it up at 28 at halftime and then use a 13-1 run in the final 7 minutes of the third quarter to take the lead, and so far have been able to make that stand. Barksdale sends it over. 3-ball for win, no good. And rebound, last touch by Latson out of bounds. Time becoming a factor, however, for Gadsden City as they're just about in a must-make offensive possession.
Good job by Alexander on Barksdale that trip.
Barksdale inbounds. Franklin has it. Barksdale off the screen, fakes, and now steps back for the three.
Got
Good.
That's so high level, guys.
Yep.
What a shot.
That's a huge three for Gadsden City as they're now down 4. Watson goes in, lost it, and a foul, a blocking foul on the floor on Gadsden City.
But, James, it's only the second team foul, not even close to being in the bonus.
Really, that's not the worst of things to happen for Gadsden City as he'll call Sharp for his third.
Guys, what a high-level shot Barksdale just hit.
Ball fake, step back, step over.
Book them. Way downtown, bang.
We've already seen Simon Walker and then Dwayne Brown for Oxford, or rather, I beg your pardon, for Hoover earlier today in the 7A final that'll be playing in the SEC next year as Raphael Graves wants to use one of his final 3 timeouts, a 30-second timeout.
They can have some company with Alexander and Barksdale, that's for sure.
Yeah, I imagine that a lot of the folks here might be paying to go somewhere around this state to watch one of those or both of those 2 players once they get done with their high school careers in our part of Alabama. Oxford up by 4. They have led by as much as 8 here in the third quarter. Possession arrow belongs to Oxford as at the next Gadsden City foul, Oxford will be shooting free throws for the rest of the game.
Both teams with plenty of timeouts. Gadsden City with 2, Oxford with 3. So you see anybody get in trouble with the fear of a turnover, they'll burn one.
A little reset. Actually, Oxford at the next foul, Gadsden City will shoot free throws. It's Gadsden City still 2 fouls to give.
So Gadsden City can really gamble. Look for them to take some chances, go for the ball, block shots. They're not worried about it. They need some more fouls, to be honest.
Oxford with 3 timeouts still at their disposal. Gadsden City a couple.
Get a timeout. What does Coach Van want? Does he want a layup? Does he want clock?
Alexander on the drive and stripped and turns it over.
Not turnover, guys. Just trying to do a little bit too much.
Nice play by Jedediah Winnes. Barksdale for 3, up and good.
That was the big make the Titans were looking for.
Anybody's ball game as Oxford holding on to a 1-point lead. Alexander tries to knife his way through. Perry for the 3. No. Rebound by Wynn as Gadsden City can take the lead with a made basket.
Wide open look by Perry.
Jedediah Wynn playing with only 1 shoe as now he's able to get it on. Barksdale goes in, shoots, and misses as the rebound by Rickard Hagan.
What a big rebound.
He has played excellent second half minutes as he's in the rest of the Oxford Yellow Jackets trying to limp to the finish line. A timeout on the floor as we'll go ahead and take the timeout, a full one. 1:04 to go, Oxford 49, Gadsden City 48.
We knew when we arrived at Pete Matthews this morning that we had 2 great 7A and 6A games to bring you today to finish up the Northeast Regionals, but James, I don't think we could have asked for more.
Absolutely not. A packed house here at Bill Jones Court at Pete Matthews Coliseum that's seen its 32nd AHSAA Northeast Regional, and Oxford and Gadsden City slugging away to try and get to the Final Four of Class 6A for the first time in program history.
I think the big key for Oxford is Taylor fouling out. Alexander he seems apprehensive to trust his teammates. Taylor's been his running mate, his buddy all year long. He's out. I think he's just tried to do a little bit too much. Created a few turnovers for the Yellow Jackets, but what a big possession. What does Coach Van want? Does he want to hold it till he gets free throws or take the first good look?
Here's Ricker Hagan with the basketball. Deflected and stolen. Gibson on the steal as Barksdale shoots for the lead.
Third straight three.
Harder the shot, the more the kid likes it.
Ricker Hagan across the timeline as Perry over to Ricker Hagan. Needs help as Alexander there for assistance. And we'll have a whistle and a touch foul. Not the worst foul.
Nope, only 3.
So goes on Jedediah Wynn, his third.
Trying to poke it out of there.
You can hear the intensity in the crowd today here at Pete Matthews Coliseum as Oxford trails by 2, but they can retake the lead on a 3. Clock down.
Ball screen.
Alexander over to Perry, down low to Lewis. Double team shoots, and he'll go to the line for a possibility to tie it up.
So many scenarios right here. If Lewis makes both, will Raphael hold it for the last shot?
I'll tell you what, Chris, give Gadsden City a lot of credit. Down 8 and almost out of it. They've come back to take a 2-point lead.
Barksdale puts him on his shoulders and carries him. 3 huge threes in the last 3 minutes.
Boy,
high contested shot.
How big are these?
Free throw up and out. No good. One more, however, to go for Jaden Lewis.
Really the last guy you wanted at the free throw line if you're Oxford. It's a good foul by Gadsden City.
Don't forget the lower back issues from earlier in the third quarter for Lewis. Second free throw up and also no good. Rebound fought for, out of bounds off of Oxford. Raphael Graves races to get Kai Franklin back into the ball game for offense. So Oxford has to foul here as Gadsden City will go to the free throw line after the next Oxford foul. Ball security important for Gadsden City as Sharp receives the inbounds.
That's who you want to foul.
Up ahead, Barksdale.
Foul him.
As Alexander reaches in and commits the foul, his third. So Gadsden City is 18 seconds away from getting to the finish line and advancing to Birmingham for the Final Four.
James, we saw almost the same scenario in the game earlier between Hoover and Huntsville. 2 free throws, you make them both. It's a 2-possession game.
Devin Barksdale with 9 points down the stretch as he sinks the free throw. 8 in the first half, 22 for the game. Most of those really coming down about the final 3 minutes of this fourth quarter.
Guys, look at what he's shooting into. Look at that student section.
Free throw up and good.
One sign, have no fear, Devin is here. I'd have to agree, 11 straight for him.
A timeout, a full timeout. We'll take the timeout. 18 seconds left. Gadsden City now up 4.
Back for the final 18 seconds. All right, Chris, if you're Oxford, what do you do here? Play for 2 or 3?
I think you've got to take the first open look. If it's a 2 attacking and you can get to the rim, yes. If you get Perry loose for a 3 or Alexander for a 3, then immediately call timeout, set the defense.
Keep in mind, Jalen Taylor fouled out with about 3.5 minutes to go in the ball game, and that's about when Devin Barksdale turned on the switch. 16 to go. Alexander double team. Leads it off. Latson. Ricker Hagan fakes. Alexander goes in. Loses it and turns it over.
Another turnover for Alexander.
Gosh, it's kind of been the story of the game.
9 turnovers today for Jalen Alexander.
A tough day for a kid who's been Mr. Everything.
And Raphael Graves 6.7 seconds away from taking Gadsden City to Birmingham.
Knocked off number 1. Now they've dispensed with number 3.
4.5 seconds to go as a foul on Jalen Alexander. And 2 free throws coming up for Jacoby Sharp. Take a listen to the Gadsden State students.
Paul W. Bryant awaits the winner.
Paul W. better have it strapped on tight, Jim. I'll tell you that much. They better have it strapped on tight, buddy.
So in 6A in this very building, number 1, number 2, and likely number 3 will all go down without making it to Birmingham.
Best ball is always played in the Northeast.
I tell you what, Gadsden City, an outstanding run and you could say one of the best coaching jobs done by Mr. Raphael Graves across the way in Class 6A this year.
Jim made the comment about how quiet Barksdale was. Well, he got a little loud late, didn't he, Jim?
1 of 2 for Sharp. 18 final seconds as Perry pulls up, makes the 3, but Gadsden City comes back late here in the fourth quarter as they'll make history with their first ever trip to Legacy Arena for the 6A Final Four.
Unbelievable.